Okay, we should be live. Welcome to the stream. As always, have to get my own stream monitoring up and running properly here. Make sure that everything is working. The background noise is off. All right. Man, it has been a while. The Black Bandit saying that I'm late. I'm always late. So, no surprise there. I wanted to be on time, but was just kind of rushing, getting a lot of things together with dinner and editing my latest birdie of the day, and then, of course, getting the stream set up and prepared for tonight. But I am here. Hey, JCT Disc Golf hopping in saying, Bradley, I'm guessing JCT trying to convince me to switch from the warden to the judge. Won't happen, but you can keep trying. A Black Bandit says, got Taco Bell today. Heck yeah, that's how it's done. I got Taco Bell yesterday. For me, it was kind of consolation for a mediocre tournament round. Just had that type of weekend. I think I played 8 to 13 points below my rating this weekend. It was just kind of like not quite as good as I should, not quite as good as I should, not quite as good. And if I had played just good all 3 rounds, I could have cashed in an A tier in MPO, which would have been really, really great. Did not happen. Unfortunately, just didn't happen. JCT says, nope, not today. Ooh, not trying to sell the judge to me. Okay. Hanging out and just having a great time together then. No clashes over the putters, I suppose. Devin says, who is your sponsor? Great question. Alex with the 260 joules, New Year's Eve 2026. That's a little early, isn't it? New Year's Day 2026 would be on time, very timely. Devin, great question. And I'm excited to, it's not 100% official, but I have signed the contract. And so I'm excited for being able to officially announce in the next couple of days that I have accepted a sponsorship offer with Infinite Discs. And the benefit to me with Infinite Discs in particular is that for every video that I make, every YouTube short or Instagram reel that I make that gets at least 10,000 views, which a lot of my videos do that, and I have their logo on it, I'm wearing their logo, I'll give credit to their team store. So if all goes according to plan, I'm about to have a lot of free discs this year. If the channel does as well as it did last year, I should be able to get a couple $1,000s in gift card credit throughout the year based on video performance. So I'm very excited for that. I will be getting myself more Infinite Discs clothing soon, merchandise, and I get a $70 credit to start the year. So I'll use that to get a couple of jerseys and maybe a sweatshirt or something like that to get me off the ground so I can start filming while wearing Infinite Discs logo and branding. And once I do that, every video that I post that has their branding on it and starts to succeed will just be getting me extra free discs. So maybe look forward to a lot of giveaways this year because I'm going to have a lot of extra discs piling up. That's for sure. So I'm very, very excited for it. It's going to be pretty cool. JCT got second ace ever yesterday. Heck yeah. Did you post that one? I just saw an ace. Or was it your first ace that I saw? Did you film it? I'm trying to remember which one I saw now. I'm pretty sure I just watched you ace, though. Black Bandit says, yes, let's go, Brad. Thank you very much. Collab with Bonanza, same team. We'll see about that one, but that'd be pretty exciting. And shout out the Black Bandit for also joining a team this year as well. A local, I want to say local team that you joined. Just super cool. Emily Wolson says, hi, hey, how are you? I'm doing quite well. My disc golf tournament this weekend could have been better. Wow, I feel like I'm really far away from it. We're gonna shift everything a little bit closer. Okay, like that's way better for some reason. Looks good. All right, that's fine. Yeah, doing pretty well. Had a great Christmas. Very, very busy, but you know how Christmas can be sometimes. You just kind of feel overwhelmed. Sometimes you just feel like you're just happy because you're with the people that you care about, the people that you love, and family and friends. For me, it was the latter. I was super busy, but it was all good. It was just like I was constantly spending time with the people that I really wanted to be with. I was able to do a little bit of traveling, enjoy Florida for a while, and just kind of had a great Christmas. So I'm very excited to kind of be coming off of that and focusing back on the channel. I definitely had a crazy December. From December 1st to the 31st, I was only home without someone visiting for 5 days, and 3 of them I was recovering from being sick. So I have had very little time this month to actually sit down, work, and edit my YouTube channel videos. I've been able to keep up with the YouTube shorts, but I've been gone for so many of the live streams, and it has just been crazy, but overall, fantastic. I'm excited to be able to shift back from the December craziness to focus more on the channel, get back to the regular live stream schedule, and also get some videos out because I have so many videos that I have filmed. I'm working on a review of the Bokeh, which one of my friends nabbed in the gyro boxes. And I did filming with the Bokeh like, what day was it? Goodness, the 12th, I think, of December. I filmed throwing the Bokeh, and I have not had one moment to sit down and write my review for it. But coming, it's going to happen. It has been crazy. It's your boy Trev says, what's up, buddy? Doing great. Doing great. Glad you're here. Black Bandit says, yes, local. Good, good, good. JCT says, I did not. It was during a casual round. Still a great ace. Bummer it wasn't on film. It always is when it's not on film. It's like, ugh. It's your boy Trev says, was going to ask how the tournament was. Yeah, mostly it was okay. It just seemed like I took these tiny little mistakes would just give me a bogey here, a bogey there. And I ended up with I believe 11 birdies and 11 bogeys. So it was all just single bogeys, and I just couldn't get things going under par for the whole weekend. Ended up even, and it was just a little bit annoying. Like I could better. All 3 rounds could have been 3, 4, 5 shots better. And if I had played like that, I would have cashed in an A tier. But unfortunately, played just below my rating. It wasn't like a devastating, terrible tournament, but I clearly wasn't playing up to my potential or my, best, which is just a bummer because in an A tier, you really want to come out and kind of shoot close to you. And that did not happen for me. But it's what it is. I survived. I also played 1.5 rounds of disc golf 2.5 rounds of disc golf between December 8th and this tournament. And none of those were at the courses I competed at. So that was a factor. That definitely impacted my ability to compete. It's your boy Trev says, yeah, we had our team Christmas dubs white elephant. It was a blast. That sounds like a lot of fun. Alex says, went to play around in the ice and snow of Ontario, Canada. Got my first ace. 210 skip ace with the Discmania method. White Spruce Park, hole 16, Brampton, Ontario. That's really awesome. Congrats on that. The method. Heck yeah. I like some Discmania. I'm not sure if I've thrown the method more than if I've ever thrown it. If I have, only probably once or twice. I think do I have one? Do I have a method? No, I don't think I have a method. I'm pretty sure I don't. But I love some Discmania. And that's a heck of an ace. Skip ace in the winter. Ooh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Steph says hi. Alex did it in snow boots too. Oh my word. Yeah, that's crazy. Trev says congrats on the aces. I feel like I'm over ace. I have a video coming soon of a 95-foot jump putt chain out ace run that I had. So I've already spoiled it, but that's coming soon. I'm going to have that dropping on the channel the next couple of days. I played a pitch and putt course that I went 7 down through 9 and felt like I played bad. It was that kind of course. And definitely will be filming more and getting some jump putt ace runs on camera. Hopefully making my first jump putt 8. Because I've had a few short holes before. All right, JCT says, about to go live. Catch you later. Heck yeah. Well, I can't shout out your live stream because I want everybody for myself, but enjoy the stream. Enjoy, hang out, have a good time. If you're short, come back and join us for the rest of mine, but I'll probably be done by 9. It's your boy Trev says, hate bad tournament days. Mine happen in serious tournaments. Yeah, it seems like that's kind of how it goes. I've had, like, I'll be honest, I've been blessed and I've had some success on really like important and big tournaments. And I'm so grateful for that. And it's been incredible to have those moments winning an MA1 A tier at my kind of home, um, playing the tying for hot round one of Amateur Worlds. Crazy, crazy stuff that I've been so grateful for. Actually, the tournament I played in this weekend is the Charlotte Roar Open as an A tier. Huge event. Last year was a smaller B tier, but I beat Paul Ulibarri, played on lead card coverage. It was super, super cool. And I'm so grateful for all of those. But it seems like so much more often those big tournaments come around and I see that opportunity to cash or that chance to like succeed and measure up against some great players and I fall flat on my face and it's like, man, this was an important one. It's not like I had a bad round in this or in this dinky little local tournament. It's like, man, the big tournament comes out. Really, that's when I have to have every wrong, where I have great shots and I see the disc go around the corner and it looks like it's going to just skip up to the circle. And I get up there and it's 40 feet away because it hit a tree I never saw. It's like, come on. I thought that was great. Give me a break. Let me get a birdie. Like, what's wrong? Dude, yesterday I played Bradford, which I've gone 7 down on the longs out there. And I've taken cash in the finale series, Chain Reactions finale uh, point series. And like I played Bradford pretty well. I did not birdie until hole 14. It was absolutely brutal. I parred the first 6, and then I bogeyed 7 and 8, and then I parred through 13, and finally got a birdie on hole 14. And then I got 14, 15, 16, and then I bogeyed 18. And it's like, what a weird round, like to be so slow the whole round. Couldn't quite get anything going. It's like I finally break through and get that birdie and string a few together. And then, of course, on the left, I have to take that little step back again and not quite have momentum through until my next round, but I have to have something go wrong. Just just kind of how the event happened this weekend. But shout out to Yuli for winning. I predicted it. A buddy of mine said that the guy who took second, Anthony, was probably going to win. I think he birdied the first 7 holes in a row today. And I said, I think Yuli's going to win because he's going to play clean and consistent. And Anthony can't keep up the pace of birdieing everything. And he'll take a bogey at some point. And guess what happened? He took a bogey on hole 14, and Yuli won by 1. So, who was right? Not Kyle. Not Kyle. But it was nice to see that happen. Congrats to Yuli. I feel like last year he was stuck playing angry shorts and didn't get to play the longs, and he shifted over to courses that he is able to dominate on Hornets Nest because he's pro level, and you can't get that kind of bad luck at angry versus players like me getting good luck and ending up beating him, where it's like skill will prevail at courses like Hornets Nest and Bradford if you're that good. And he got to take that win, take a little money. So shout out Yuli. He's a legend, of course, local legend near Charlotte. It's really cool to see. Kappa says, same dude, played in a B tier New Year's tourney, played the absolute worst disc golf I played since I started playing the sport. It's just so hurtful. Like, just so like, why? Now I didn't play like the worst this weekend, but it seems like that comes out sometimes, and it's like, dang. Actually, my worst round of the year, I believe, was January last year. It's actually coming up again, the Eagles Wings Disc Golf Conference in Florida, a Christian disc golf conference. I'm very excited for it. A lot of the pros that are professing Christians will be there, like Gannon, Cole Redolin, Isaac Robinson, Ezra Robinson, potentially. It depends on if they're going to the Tour Down Under, which I think they did last year. Um, and it's a great event. And of course, I got carded with one of the guys that's could compete on the Pro Tour, plays in some of the Pro Tour events, and I had the worst round of my life. It was really great. It's like the worst time you're actually around a professional player. Now's my chance to kind of play some decent golf and see how far or close I am to his skill level. And I'm like, oh, turns out today it's really far. Usually it's a measurable difference, but not extreme. Today, really bad. Oof. Albert asking about the dishes back here. These are disc golf discs. Oh, look at the strive out. These are all discs, kind of like a frisbee, except built to actually fly far and fast versus just for catching and throwing to each other. But all of these discs fly a little bit differently. So everything over here, when I throw it back, these discs are going to be turning to the right. They're going to fly not in a straight line, but they're going to go right the whole time. And then a lot of discs toward the middle and actually more down here, when I throw them, will go left the whole time. It reminds me, I need to grab a couple of discs off the shelf for myself. Coming up, because my white Enigma is flying too flippy for me. So I need to grab a more stable one. I'm not sure either of those will actually fly stable for me right now, but I need something because my Wild Honey and White Enigma are too flippy, and now all of a sudden none of my discs are flying straight or fading, except for my Rive. Rive is fading. Let's see. I am not says I'm from Memphis. Heck yeah, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Not insanely far away. Definitely a long drive, but Steph says you have two buzz saws and let me grab one. Well, actually, it's funny enough. I have one that I'm happy to give away, but I haven't run through my giveaways recently with Christmas craziness. So might be giving away a buzz saw soon. Of course, if you want to buy it from me, send me a direct message and we'll make that happen. Mr. Mann says, Happy New Year, Brad. Happy New Year. Glad to be back. It's been, gosh, it was before Christmas when I streamed last. It's been a while. Machina Crusader says, didn't know they had a Christian disc golf tour. So it's not a full-on tour, but the Eagles Wings does handle the kind of chapels that are on the Pro Tour. So they have staff and volunteers that go to every Pro Tour event. And a lot of the pros will go to the chapel. Some of them will play the worship songs. They'll play the music. I know Trinity Bryant is involved in that, and I think Culver Dolan is as well, and Joel Freeman. And then they'll have Micah Mariano, I think is a full-time chaplain or pastor teacher that travels as well. But it's available for players and spectators alike. So you can just go to the chapel on Sunday, and they'll hold it kind of throughout the day so that you're able to watch or play in your round and still be able to make chapel at some point. And yeah, it's really cool. They do sponsor some of the players, and then they have the conference every Florida, which has been really exciting. I've gone 2 years in a row and made some really, really great memories and some really good friends both years, particularly the first year where I won an ace throw off and won some from Paul Macbeth's personal collection, some Innovators that he donated that have been on his shelf for years, and a 2017 Glow Nate Sexton Firebird, which should be worth about $100, which is really cool. Just an expensive disc to win and keep on the shelf. Kappa says, wow, that's awesome. Where's that event at? That would be like last week, but it's every January. So all kind of going into winter, keep your eyes open for that if you're interested. Machina Crusader says, shoot, man, need to look and see if my local church is doing disc golf. Hey, depending where you are, I know around Grand Rapids, Michigan, there are tons of disc golf courses at local churches, and people will have their like disc golf discipleship groups and go out and play and hang out together, have some lessons and teaching, and support each other and pray for each other. It's really, really cool. I would love to start something like that myself, maybe at my church. My church is huge and would probably benefit from I know that there are a lot of disc golfers in my church. Actually, somebody who's related to Luke Humphreys goes to my church. I think it might be like Luke Humphreys is like brother of someone's wife in the church. I think it's a brother-in-law of someone in the church. I believe that's right. Andrew Peterson says, "Good evening, brother. Happy New Year. Can you explain how you build your bag? How do you change it depending on courses?" Okay, fantastic question. Generally speaking, I've built my bag on discs that I throw and it flies consistently and I understand. And then I'll build off of that and say, now what am I missing? So I have a few discs that I throw and really love, like Braves and Enigma and FD1. And then I'll say, okay, do I have something that is a distance driver that's actually fading a lot and skipping? And then I tried out the Rive and I was like, perfect, that's going in that spot. Do I have a disc that flies really far and turns over? All right, I want to put that slot in. And then same for like the fairway drivers, more of an overstable like a Raptor, and then my stable FD1, my straight FD1, and then Braves that are turning over, mid ranges, Echoes that go dead straight, M2, Taco for overstable, turnover with the soul, and then some putters. Zone SS is kind of in that middle point, and then a couple of putters like a Berg to go more straight. I just started back in a Berg X, yet too much, and then a Keystone for some turnover shots. So really, I wanted to build out each kind of shot shape, major shot shape slot of like overstable, stable to straight or both, flippy or super flippy or one or the other or both for every slot, putter, mid, fairway, and distance driver. That's my main kind of strategy. And the way to kind of add new discs to my bag is that I'll kind of get a new disc that I want to try out, and I'll have kind of like one or two slots in my bag where I'm constantly swapping in something new or trying something out that's a little bit different, or even something that's kind of the same as something I already throw to see if it's better to replace it. So that kind of um, always changing slot. Right now I have a Project Grip Brave in that slot, and I need to throw it more. Like I just don't know it well enough, but it's in that spot, and I need to get more practice with it if it's going to become a permanent addition to the bag. And if it does, then it's possible it bumps out my Pink Brave, or maybe it bumps out, my straight FD1, depending on how exactly it flies for me and what shot shapes I find I'm able to throw it on consistently. So that's kind of how I managed building my bag. But at first, it really requires throwing a few discs a lot until you really, really, really know them, and then picking ones that are different in some ways from each other so that you actually get some variety in shot shape and you can rely on this disc for this shot and that disc for that shot. That's how. Great question. Okay, Steph says, grab the buzzsaw and send it to me. Hendo Jr. says, don't lie, they're all overstable for your noodle. I hit Florida and I found in the channel, like all of a sudden, I have no overstables. My Rive is overstable, my Raptor is overstable, and my Taco and Zone are overstable. And everything else is straight or flippy. And I was like, what's going on? I live right now at like 1,100 feet of elevation, and I go down to Gainesville and it's at like 90 feet of elevation. Suddenly everything's flippy. Like it didn't make any sense to me, but it happened. Every time I threw my white was turning over. And I was like, this doesn't happen in Charlotte. What's happening? Dang, Florida. Doc says, Brad, sorry I'm late. What sponsor? Well, great time because Hendo Jr. just said they're all overstable for me. Shout out to Hendo Jr., Dakota, for the Infinite suggestion. And I have signed a contract with Infinite Discs. And the main benefit for me with the Infinite Discs contract is that for YouTube videos, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels that get at least 10,000 or more, and I wear Infinite Discs logo apparel on camera, getting gift cards to the Infinite Team store. It has access to a lot of discs. So if everything goes well, like last year on my YouTube channel, I will have several $1,000 cards throughout the year toward the Infinite Team store. and I made stacks of discs, more than I know what to do with, by the end of the year. So I'm pretty excited for that. I should be able to get my hands on new molds as soon as they come out with that gift card. And I guess let me know if you guys want Firebirds, because I have a lot. Machina Crusader says Proton Trail for straight shots, Project Grip Rive, that sucker. Yeah, the Rive is nice and overstable. I mean, the trail can be super straight. Mine is pretty straight, but I've thrown a lot of flippy ones, maybe the Fission in particular. The trail is tough because they're kind of the place. Mr. Man says, hello, Doc, Happy New Year. Steph says, bet now, how do I DM? I'm a welder, can't figure out computers. The best way would be Instagram, but if you don't want to mess with Instagram or other social media platforms, then you can email me at my birdietime email. Also found in my profile, but yeah, that would be a good way. I am not, or X says, I am not, you're from Tennessee too. I am in North Carolina from Michigan. I grew up in Michigan. But I have been in Tennessee playing disc golf quite a bit recently. Not so much in the last couple of months, but I've Warriors Path and Winged Deer and a couple other courses in Tennessee. So I got some filming out there from Tennessee. I have a little family that live in Tennessee, but yeah, not from Tennessee. My Crusader says, "Oh, nice to look. I'm in the area." There you go. Kevin, I scrolled past. Kevin says, "King Jesus Christ is Lord. Can you release your 2026 schedule?" Amen. What a blessing 2025 was, and 2024. Both years of disc golf for me that were kind of just unbelievable in a lot of ways, but I believe God really blessed me beyond where I believe I have developed my own abilities, and I can only praise and glorify Him and be grateful for what I've been able to have and enjoy in the last year. And I'm very much looking forward to 2026. Very, very excited. My 2026 schedule barely exists. I will do the Chain Hawk Open at the end of the year. Gosh, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't have big tournaments kind of lined up. So I'll just be playing on weekends sometimes. You'll just have to find out when it happens, I guess. Because my big A tier of the year that I had planned was this weekend. And then the end of the year is the Chain Hawk Open. So everything in between that is kind of just, as it happens, as it comes up, I'll look into it, see if I like the courses, if it fits my schedule well, and if I can jump in and compete. I can have somebody film it. That would be great. Yeah, other than that, I don't know if I could tell you. I'll see what happens. Play as much as I can. Alex says, gave my brother a dragon and he loves it. Doc's going to be happy to hear that. Doc says, Alex has its place in my opinion. Yeah, hopefully your younger brother that you want to be worse than you. So you give him a dragon so that he stinks at disc golf. That's probably a good idea. Steph says, bunch of cool church courses here in San Antonio. That's awesome. Alex says, went to a secondhand store, picked up a new MVP Dimension for 50 cents. Whew, that's cheap. That's really awesome. What secondhand store is selling discs that cheap? That's amazing. That's a good disc. I had a Fission Dimension. I did find that thing was way flippier than it was supposed to be, but it went dang far. Dang far. From a non-disc golf store, interesting. Dragon can be a great woods disc. Interesting. It's made to hit trees. Hyrule Sloth says, are they frisbees? Unlike a traditional frisbee, which is made to throw and catch, disc golf discs are designed for distance and speed. So these are all different flying discs. This Insanity and this Bokeh have different flights, despite looking pretty similar. They fly differently, they land differently, and go different distances. All of these discs are different, at least in some way. Doc says, Alex, my course is around a lot of slow-moving water. Great sacrificial, or if you can grab it, floating. Water can be super muddy, so it helps a lot. There you go. Hey, Dujit, long time no see. What's the sponsorship? It is Infinite, and the main benefit for me is that YouTube and Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, that hit at least 10,000 views will get at least $10 in gift card credit to the Infinite Discs team store, which will provide access to a lot of discs for me and like free access to merchandise as well. So that's going to be a big benefit for me this year. And if I happen to make coverage at a B tier and A tier in place and the video gets views, then I can also get a payout from that. That's going to be very unlikely. I've only been, in that position once. And while I do think video would have qualified, it also wasn't posted for like 4 months after the event. I don't know if Infinite's okay with that, but Doc says, although he's wearing a Discraft shirt, not Infinite. Yes, I mean, I'm wearing an Amateur Worlds shirt. This isn't a Discraft shirt. This is a Worlds shirt that so happens to be sponsored by Discraft. Very different. All right, I'm way behind on chat. I'm going to be running through some real quick. Gonna get in some beef with Infinite. Not cowboy soup beef, but of course. Kappa says that's great. May God keep blessing you in all your endeavors. Thank you, and to you as well. It's been amazing. I'm just so grateful in my life, in my disc golf, for God's blessings. It's incredible. Mom Has Minecraft says, let's go. Congrats. Thank you very much. And shout out to everybody, particularly Mom Has Minecraft and Doc, that are in the chat right now. But shout out to anybody who's joined my channel memberships. I have launched my channel memberships, and right now the perks are a little bit more limited than I hope to expand them to soon. But you get a channel back that will evolve over time into a different color disc, and those are hand designed, hand drawn, and then digitally kind of copied from a friend of a friend who took some of my input and created those unique badges. And every month or every few months that you are a channel member, that disc changes a little bit. And I'm very excited for the kind of ultimate end discs badges. They look really, really sweet. Also, you have channel emotes that you can use to comment. And some of those are pretty unique and specific inside jokes that we have as a channel, which are a lot of fun. Then you'll also get recognized in all of my long form videos, where I will do some shout outs to my channel members at the end of the video, and hopefully some more perks in addition to that coming soon down the road. But right now, that's where we are. And if you feel interested in becoming a channel member, check that out on the channel. It's a great way to support me. It is a few dollars a month, but it is just a nice boost for my ability to keep competing and filming in disc golf for the long term. Shout out to everyone who's joined that and has supported me in that way. You guys are awesome. All right. Alex says, wasn't planning on doing anything canon, but couldn't stop myself. Dude, ended with 925 rated round on my first tournament of the year, which would be like a 945 on any other course. Not bad. Definitely, not like an awful round or anything like that. And for the first one of the year, up north, you take that. With weather and how cold it is, that's just fine. Annoying that it's muted based on the course, though. Tied first for MA3, but lost the playoff again. Dang, dude, you're going to start winning those playoffs, and then you're going to stop needing playoffs. You'll just start dominating. Soon. Could have done better. You will do better. You are, yes. You'll start dominating. Alex is better than my 876. Dude, his biggest goal this year is to get as close to 950 rating as I can. Heck yeah. Yeah, you can definitely do it if you put in the work. Hey, Disc says, I'll film it. He'll show up tournament rounds. I'll take that. Thank you. Short commute from California, I've heard. Black Bandit says, 2026, come to Michigan. I'll be in Michigan. I don't know when. I don't know timing for that, or if there will be an event I'll be competing in, because now I won't be able to play in U.S. amateurs at Toboggan, but I'll be in Michigan at some point. Hopefully when it's warm. Doc says, Brad ever out near Utah? No. Not yet, at least. It's really Florida to Michigan and in between, and then, I went to Missouri for Am Worlds, which now Am Worlds won't happen. I can't play accepted cash. So now it's going to be like, can I get in to a Pro Tour event and see what I can do? Dude just says, got to dial in field work this summer. Heck yeah. Steph says, nice, I'll do it. Heck yeah, I'll get that. I'll look at that email after the stream. Still trying to catch up. Okay. Machina says, recently got hold of the R2 Nomad and Proton Soft glitch. Only place a dragon goes into a river is into a river. I'll take a blowfly. That's about right. Dude just says, anybody have problems with calluses on their fingers on their throwing hand? I definitely have the callus built up, but I wouldn't say it's a problem. Mine's never like split or anything like that or been like a really large bump, but I feel like it's because I play so consistently that it really stays at like a consistent level where it's just kind of helpful to have it so that I can throw a lot, but it's never really painful or anything like that. But I do know pro tour players will have that where they need to like wrap their finger or it'll split or something like that. And of course that can be awful. Definitely can be a lot. Do you have any quick fixes? Oof. I don't know. Hey, Brent. Brent is here. Just got back from out of town. Dude, I don't have any quick fixes. Hopefully somebody else does. Back from out of town. Welcome back from Virginia? Question mark. Disguiser says, dude, I don't throw hard enough to develop calluses. Machinist says, change your grip. I mean, I feel like it's a matter of if you need something to treat it so that it's managed and maintained. I don't know if it's truly a grip problem, especially if your grip works really well. I know that there are ways to manage calluses. I've just never had them bad enough to have to like worry about them. I used to have some huge calluses on my heel because I played a lot of soccer and I would kick and like spin on my heel and built up that callus. But yeah, I don't know. Brent says, Brad doesn't hang out with me anymore. Hey, hopefully I'll come visit soon. We'll see. I don't know when I'm going to be free. Dude just says, taking a week off to let it heal. Interesting. You're letting a callus heal. It's just, I don't have enough information exactly how it's negatively affecting you and if it's painful or what exactly is going on. I would say that if it's causing you pain, it seems to me like it would be doing too much all at once. And if you were able to more consistently spread out the disc golf so that you don't have, like 2 hours of field work in a day, but that you're able to do 30 minutes 4 times a week, it's inconvenient to do it that way, but I would assume that would be a better consistent buildup of a callus in a good way where you handle the disc throwing, but you don't cause pain with it. Just my thought. Regular fan grip. Any tips to specifically avoid these problems? Don't know. Liquid skin could help. Hey, Gavin says, who's a sponsor? It is Infinite Discs. Diskheiser says, already sent a screenshot of the Discraft shirt to Infinite just to warn them of your infidelity. Well, the good thing is I have signed the contract, but it's not due until the 6th. So I'm free for 2 more days. But no, I have signed a contract with Infinite, and the biggest benefit specifically for me is that my successful YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels that I wear an Infinite logo on will get me gift card money toward the Infinite Team store, which means that if I want, I will have access to stacks and stacks of discs all year long. So look forward to some giveaways, I guess. A lot of Infinite stuff coming your way. Doc says, if I'm a member for 12 months, Brad should have to bag a dragon. Okay, deal. Brent says, can't remember my card's security code at the moment, so I can't join. RIP. It's 172. Jeez, Brent. Terrible memory. At least I've memorized your card. Alex says, I agree about the dragon. Already agreed. Okay. I'm so far behind. Leah says, how do I get a wrench? A wrench is being a mod for the channel, and you have to be trustworthy and come back several times. So I would consider giving a wrench to a few of you. I would to Doc, but he doesn't want it. He doesn't want the responsibility. All right, Machinist is modified Power grip, it will wear out different parts of your hand. I mostly use fan grip for putting. Power gripping your drivers or just curl your pinky and ring finger for modified fan grip. Depends on where the callus is, and it might help to have multiple grips to swap between. Doc says, it's not really worth it, Brent. I just do it to impress the lady. Well, don't say that to Brent because he doesn't need to impress any ladies. He's married with a kid, and he's doing great. So I want him to be incentivized still. Gavin says, random question, what's your best at Hornets? Oh, gosh. I haven't played Hornets much, and I haven't played it well. Like, I don't know that I've played one round at Hornets where I went, yeah, I played great. Like, I have at Nevin, Bradford, like every other Renaissance, etc. I've had a round where I'm like, oh yeah, played great. Haven't had that at Hornets. I don't know. I've probably gone 3 down with the shorts and like 1 down from the longest. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what I've done at Hornets Nest because every round I play feels bad, including tournament rounds. And I keep competing there. I don't know why, but I keep competing at Hornets, and I always do bad. I actually was planning to get in the most practice I've ever had at Hornets leading up to this tournament, and then ended up having surprise Christmas vacation plans, and getting 0 practice rounds in for this. I still suck at Hornets. Maybe forever. I'll just be bad at Hornets Nest. I don't know. Okay. A lot of talk about the grip. I will let you guys advise each other for that and not read through all of it. Dude just says definitely going to go up to Detroit for Worlds this year. Heck yeah. So Detroit, are you talking about U.S. amateurs at Toboggan or is Am Worlds in Detroit? Because back to Michigan already is kind of crazy, if so. Doc says, Brad was going to say if you're near Utah for something, you should get a discount discs, whatnot. Maybe pick up some new fans. I don't know about that. Disc Kaiser says, Blitz DG promised I could throw 400 this year. That's great. I believe it, Todd. Hey, old Tuscan enthusiast says, what's up, McReady? Thanks for hopping on and hanging. Still trying to trim. Trying to avoid the McReady rumors, but I guess I can't get away from it. Disc Kaiser says, Todd's Disc Golf Soup, change the name for the game that you created. Am I correctly saying? Also, Todd, I hope that you heard how much my December got insane. So originally, you reached out about the playtesting, and I was all on board. And I had a buddy visiting who loves D&D, and I was like, perfect. I'm gonna get his opinion. We're gonna playtest this and get back with you. And it ended up just not having the December I expected, being insanely busy, and never even touched the playtesting. But it looks like you had playtester great feedback and kind of worked through it all. So congrats on everything pushed with that. Really amazing. Sorry I wasn't able to step in and help and be a part of that because I was hoping to and just couldn't. Brent says, yes, Virginia. Oh gosh, how long ago was that? How far back? Okay. Billy says, throw a fan grip for anything under 250 because I can't. I throw a fan grip for everything, personally. Brent says, Doc, are you trying to trigger me? Probably. He probably is. Final Billy says, I want a wrench. You got to come back at least one more stream. Show you where then you got yourself a wrench. Probably. Alex, got to go. See you next week. All right, peace out. I'll be here next week. Says, congrats on the sponsorship. Thank you very much. Dang, how far back am I? All right. Kaiser says, Hunter was just mentioning Brent on a podcast. Off-season, I think. I was like, Brent, that's Brad's buddy. Small world. Yeah, Brent went to Liberty with Hunter and Trevor, right? Brent says, went to Liberty with Hunter. There you go. There you go. Okay. Leah says, I'm more trustworthy than Kevin. You were. That would be nice. Doc says, lagging out, or are we good? Okay, looks good still. All right, hopefully that oh yeah. Every once in a while I get the loading stuff, and sometimes the stream breaks. Doc says, LOL, JK, none of our biz. None of your business, huh? This Kaiser sent high five for 100 joules. Thank you so much. Shout out. What a legend. This Kaiser says, notice the female voice filming Brad's videos too. I was like, aw. Becky Simon says, hey, thanks for hopping on and joining. On to the next says, what is your max? I always watch your reels and seems like you don't absolutely bomb. My max is about 440, which is far. Okay, I was just talking about the stream, having that spinning wheel loading, and sometimes that means that the stream has failed. And guess what? It happened again and it had failed. So I restarted or reconnected or whatever. We're back. Okay, we're good. We're live. Sorry for the pause. Final Billy says Firebird is #1. Heck yeah. It's a good disc. Dude just says Pro Worlds is at Toboggan and Black Locust South. Gotcha. Like Pro Worlds. Gotcha. That's why it wasn't making sense in my head. Nice. Disc Heiser says, yes, you are correct. I changed this channel to Disc Heiser and my other channel, Scripture Quest, for the 2 games I made recently. Shout out to Todd, aka Disc Heiser and Scripture Quest, for the work he's been putting in. Heck yeah. Final Billy says Thunderbird equals the Firebird. Zane says, hi from North Korea. Didn't know you guys had electricity. Dude just says, I aced the same hole back-to-back 2 days. They were both second throws, though. That's hilarious. That's awesome. That's really, really great. Hex and cap wrap. Oh, interesting. Did you switch day 2 because you aced with the hex? The next day, did you switch to the hex first, and then your second throw is the cap wrap as your backup, which went in? Because that would be hilarious. This Kaiser says, no worries at all, Brad. The game is now published on itch.io as a pay-what-you-want game. I've made 55 already. Heck yeah. And that's been, what, this month or December? Less than all of December. That's really great. Congrats on that. And shout out to, once again, Disc Kaiser for creating that. Yeah, I don't know how exactly to search for it, but it is called Disc Kaiser as well as Scripture Quest. So if you guys are interested in either of those tabletop games that have been created. The Disc Heiser is a tabletop disc golf game, right? That's a good way to categorize it. I'm not so much of a tabletop D&D gamer. I'm more of a video game where I can see the limbs being chopped off. It's more my style. Dude just says, side note, cap wrap has really grown on me. I think I've beaten it in just enough. Heck yeah. I feel like the cap wrap is really good, and for your speed, your arm speed, would be quite great. Host says, greetings from Russia. Greetings in return from Charlotte, North Carolina, United States. Final Billy says, Thunderbird tries so hard to be Firebird. They're still birds, though. On to the next says, Blitz says he can get you to 500. Dude just says, I came back and Brad disappeared. Oh, well. That's what I do. I like to just step off screen all of a sudden just to mess with people. It works out great. This Kaiser says, would never replace my Firebird. Would replace my Vanguard with a Hunterbird if I could get one. Thunderbird, I think. Interesting. Vanguard. Is that what I got? Oh, yeah. I just got my hands on a Vanguard. Still haven't thrown it. I opened it as an early Christmas gift to myself. I know me so... But I haven't thrown it yet. So, hopefully soon. I've just been crazy busy and walked back into competing over the weekend. No time to disc. Disc Kaiser says, release 12/19, so half a month. Heck yeah, tabletop disc golf. Yes, absolutely. Tabletop disc golf game. Super cool. Doc says, Brad, 16-ounce plastic water bottle. How would do in Luca cart bottle holders? Poorly. Too thin, too small. It won't do well. You're going to need... And honestly, ideally, like the larger square, like sweet tea, leaf tea, like bottles, if you can clean one of those out and use it for water, that's going to be the best way because you can turn it either the flat way or diagonally to properly slot in, and it will actually hold into place, and it's a plastic and not metal, so it won't like clang around. It won't be perfect for summer because you'll have to put more ice in it. You know, it's going to be melting, warming up. But like I have a bigger canteen versus like a 16-ounce water bottle. and the bigger canteen still is kind of loosely like bouncing around. Yesterday, running over roots at Bradford, it fell out of my cart 3 different times, and just obnoxious. Really, it's just annoying. So I recommend a bigger, wider type bottle or that kind of tea thing, so that you can actually just get it snugly fit in there in a plastic that's not going to be loud. For 550 Infinite, Final Billy says get a silly cup and put any other bottle in that. Traveler Link says, who are you sponsored by? And Disc Heiser answering, Infinite sponsorship. Yes. And I'll be basically, I have the requirement to just kind of interact with Infinite's social media occasionally and post several times every month, which will be no problem for me. I tend to post several times a day, twice a day. The huge benefit for me is that with any video that I wear their Infinite merchandise logo and it gets at least 10,000 views, YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, will qualify for getting a gift card to the team store. And over the course of the year, with me posting 2 shorts every single day, I should be getting this card. Gosh dang, speak today. Gift card, not disc card or disc golf, but gift card money to the store and buying a lot of, or freely purchasing a lot of discs with the gift card money, as well as extra merchandise so I can compete in tournaments with their jerseys. They have some cool jerseys, so I'm actually pretty excited about that. But yeah, so I guess let me know if you guys want a connection to get some Infinite team stamped discs, especially in bulk. You let me know. I'll have the disc card. Gosh, why am I saying disc cards? We're gonna take a water break. I'll have the gift card. We can make something work. Send me a message or email me. Gosh dang. Dude, it says, ironically, this is good. Same guy I lost to in the playoff, I had to jump start his car in between rounds. Wow. And Doc says, that's funny. Wait, you got a car? Congrats. Yeah, that's really cool. And shout out Dujit, got his license. And yes, Dujit is a teenager. So, getting on the course and now driving himself to tournaments, what a legend. Had your license since November. Still recent, but since November. Thankfully, had a friend on the card who knew how to jump a car because I had no idea what I was doing. Oh well, that's great. Yeah, it's not super complicated, but the first time is always like, I don't want to do anything wrong. Stuff is sparking. What is happening? It can be a little frightening. Doc says, I hate trying to jump people. Knew you had a license, thought you were still on the scooter. Dude just says, scooter has gone to my siblings since got my license. Heck yeah. Doc says, what do you mean by bulk? Like 30 or just 5 or 10? Yes. Yes. I mean, I'll be honest, if my channel performs like it did last year, I estimate that I'll get between $2,000 and $4,000 in gift cards throughout the course of 2026, based on the success rate of my videos getting 10 to 25,000 views. Because any video that gets 25,000 views in 2 weeks, I get $25 gift card credit. And that's a lot of videos that get at least 10,000. So I should be getting a lot of disc golf. God, say it every time. Gift card credit for disc golf. If I say that one more time, I'm shutting off the stream. We're done. I guess I've just had a long. Should be getting a lot of credit. So yeah, if Doc, seriously, if you're actually interested in like 30 of something, yeah, heck yeah, you let me know and we'll work it out. 100% serious about that. This Kaiser says, now you know, dude, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Doc says, thanks, Dice. Now that song, oh, is it Dice Heiser? Have I been saying Disc Heiser and no one corrected me? It's Dice Heiser. Not one of you said it's Disc Heiser. Thanks for that, including you, Todd. What's wrong with you people? I'm saying everything incorrectly and you're just letting it slide. You're being really nice to me as I publicly embarrass myself over and over again. That song will be stuck in my head all night. Deal with it, Doc. Diceheiser, not Diskheiser, says, sorry, I was old enough to get that reference. Rep DG says, hey, Brad, it's Steve. I see you putting in the work with the forehand. Heck yeah. I'm trying. Yeah, it came out a few times today. Actually got a par save with a good scramble forehand, but yeah, it's slow. It's slow work. I really need a good forehand training lesson. I've loosely planned. I was hoping to get done and filmed in December to get on the channel for upping some forehand distance with the local contact that I have. I have not been able to do that, but hopefully soon I will be able to do that. And if I can get the time in my schedule and the storage cleared on my phone. Oh, also, Doc in particular, because we talked about this at one point about how my phone was always filling up with storage. Yes, I was filming a lot and had a lot of footage backlogged that was taking up some of my storage. But the real problem was CapCut was taking up 110 gigabytes on my phone because apparently every time I edited something, it saved a local copy in the cache. So I deleted CapCut, reinstalled it, and now it's taking up 1 gigabyte or less. So, boom, like 2.5 hours of footage, 4K 60 FPS footage, now available in storage on my phone, and I'm having no issues with storage at all. It's been nice. It's been really nice. I was wondering why it was such a problem, and I couldn't really figure out why always full on storage. And yeah, it was CapCut. And I also saw that YouTube is taking up like 25 gigabytes. So it may be that I need to uninstall and reinstall so I clear the cache without losing my passwords and everything. Found some solutions at least to one part of my life. Doc says, Brad, see if you can use the credit on discount discs. No, it is only to the Infinite Team Store, just to the Infinite Team Store. So it's a little more specific, but it does include new molds that are released and mold as well as just infinite molds that they sell. So there's going to be some, and probably more than that, but I haven't looked very carefully at all of the discs they have. And also infinite merchandise that I'll be able to get my hands on too. So if you've really wanted just like a sweatshirt in general or an infinite sweatshirt, and I have the gift card money, we can make that happen. So yeah, you guys let me know. This Diceheiser says, gonna start throwing your shorts on repeat, letting them play for an hour. Heck yeah, that's what I want to hear. Danny says, hola, thanks for hopping on and joining us. Dib says, hello, buddy, thanks for joining and hanging out. Diceheiser says, I did notice, but I know you're having a rough day with words. You all know I'm having a rough day with words. Thank you for your consideration. And Doc says he does a lot Dice, but we watch anyway, mainly because he's Brent's friend. Dice says, also here for Brent. Ant Disc Golf Soul. Yes, threw it today. Shot shape at Hornets, and it was a good throw. I didn't end up with the birdie because I kind of just hit the ground a little shorter than I wanted to, but hit the angle and finessed it into a gap from an awkward spot. So Soul is still going well. Dice says, surely there's a way to delete the cache without uninstalling, reinstalling. I hope you don't have to do that every time. I think I'll just have to do it every few months because it's been probably the entire year for CapCut because I know that I uninstalled it in January. They temporarily, along with TikTok, weren't allowed to function in the US, and then they got reinstated. So I deleted the app and reinstalled it, and I haven't deleted it since. So I believe that 110 gigabytes built up over the course of 11 and a half months. So I should just be able to, go in every few months and delete, like 20 gigabytes, 10 gigabytes of that cache. And is like 30 seconds. So it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it's still annoying, but clearing the cache also removes all of your login passwords, saved anything. And I do have saved fonts and like designs in CapCut. So Don't want to lose that. Dice says, surely, oh yeah, I already read that. Dude just says, using the particle I got from Gyrapalooza, it's really good. Downside is if I lose it, can't get another. Doc says, can regular people see the team store? Yes, I'll try to drop that in the Discord. Okay, I need to use the bathroom. I'm gonna run quickly. Be right back. Now that I finally caught up on chat, you guys can make me catch up again when I return. I have returned. And I have a bunch of chats to walk through and catch up on. Thank you guys. Okie dokie, okay. Let's see. Yes, so if you have the link, you can see the team store. I don't know if it's a fully like publicly findable page or if you just need to access the link, but you also need to like be a team member to purchase. So it's not available for purchase for everyone, but you can publicly see it. If that makes sense. You can browse it, but you can't buy unless you're actually actually a member. All right, Doc says, okay, while he's in the bathroom, let's speculate who the mystery woman is. Ooh, what speculation will occur here? Dice Heiser says, all right, boys, welcome back to the Sunday tradition of being in the shower with me. Live from the shower, Todd. Dude says, hopefully a love interest. Ooh. That would be interesting. Love is a splendid thing. Love is a many splendid thing. What? Dude just says, don't know how I feel about Todd shower time. And Dice says, telling my family at dinner later that yeah, that a man told me he missed our time. Just glad you're taking, but the fact that you're taking us with you is a little bit weird. Just a little strange. Doc says you can worry about it or you can just go along with it. Dude just says, is your phone in a plastic bag or something? Oh yeah. Is it just the audio? Do you play with like a Bluetooth speaker? I do see people who have like the plastic bags and everything. Dude just says, I guess that's just the way that life works. Set it up with the holder area, whatever that giant cheese grater in my shower is. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyone following a team in the playoffs? Football's still going. Oh, by the way, anybody who played in fantasy, who lost to me, I just want to say I didn't draft a team. I made changes after week 2 and forgot about fantasy, and I took third. Um, you guys need to practice. You need to get better at fantasy football. Brent won. Shout out to Brent. Who was number 2? Cam? No. Who took second? Third, and all of you should be ashamed because I'm terrible. I didn't try or pay attention or do anything at all, and I did not log into the app for about, and yeah, took third. That's sad for all of you. Uh, Doc says we need to get Brent to do a page on the Discord about his infinite discs for sale. So if somebody wants to randomly, they can go back over what to do. What? I don't know what that means. If they're old and forgetful. I don't know what that means. You want a Discord page for the team store? I don't know what you're asking. Cheering for the Ravens. Nice, nice. I have some friends that love the Ravens. Doc says, are we still doing fantasy? I thought it ended in September. uh, specifically, Brent's new thing of discs. What are you talking about? It ended last week. About it? Yes, it did. Dice says, Brad's taking a while. He must have had more Taco Bell than usual. No Taco Bell, but I did have tacos. So you're kind of right. I did actually have tacos for dinner, and they were good. But I will say I used lower quality beef because it was on sale. It was the 73% and then 27% fat beef. It's not great. It's not great. I don't recommend. Don't recommend. 80-20 is my norm and 85-15 is great. I also grew up eating a lot of venison, which is good and non-fatty. 83%. 73%, sorry. Did I say 83? I meant 73%. 73-27. Don't recommend. My favorite, says Dujit, and Crunchwrap. Crunchwraps are good. Dude, the chicken chalupas are really good. $1 Lux box, which is like chicken chalupa, beef 5-layer burrito, and then soft taco, cinnamon twists, and a drink. Thumbs up. That's where it's at. Taco Bell just opened up in my town, and it's great. Ooh, heck yes. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Doc says, I think the Infinite Team store I found was something different. All Infinite Team stamps. No, that's it. That is what it is. So that's I think is what they have that for, is access for the team and team stamp discs. So that's the that I'm talking about. So if that's what you found, like that's the sort of thing that I have access to. So if you're annoyed by the infinite team stamp discs, the stamps, then this partnership is not for you because they will be team stamped for sure. But I could also get you a stack of discs. So are you picky? That's the question. Dice says, dude, you can't understand what you're saying. You're speaking as if you've never had Taco Bell. Tell us that isn't so. Dude just says, I actually haven't overcame lactose intolerance lately, been expanding my horizons. I love that for you. That happened to me around 17, 18, because I had bad lactose intolerance for a lot of my life. Throughout elementary, middle school, and a lot of high school, I could really just not have milk. I had to have those Lactaid tablets at lunch when I had a cheese sandwich, and then I had digestive advantage and a few other probiotics to help throughout the years consistently, and eventually got to a better gut balance and was able to handle it. Although I can't overdo it. If I overdo it, like I have cheesy foods a few times and eat ice cream, that can really overdo it for me. Or if I have Oreos and milk and tacos in one day, maybe that overdoes it for me a little bit. Not saying that's ever happened today, but that's really great. Really happy. It's so nice to not have to worry so much about it, or just cut back, partly on cheese and dairy, but actually just enjoy some good food, not have to worry about it for dinners. Dice says your taste buds are in for a beautiful epic journey of life and love. Isn't that the truth? Oh yeah, I forgot I have this off-camera sign. First, tacos. Ooh, also saw that happening in slow motion and could do nothing about it. Dude just says I'm actually really good at it. Just forgot about this. Two others I paid more attention to. Fair enough. Doc says, Brad, the love is a many splendid thing is a line from Molten Rogue. Sometimes I forgot my love of musicals is not universal. I've never even heard of Molten Rogue. A lot of musicals, but not that one. Yeah, Duja, I'm sure that. Well, did you take second? Maybe you were second. Maybe that's what happened. And you had a good setup and coasted to second, but Brent took first because he was trying. Doc says, Brad, page just where you explain how you can help us get discs from you and help you out about the bulk deal. I'll try to describe it a little bit and put the link in there. And then, yeah, we can just kind of check in on that. If something comes up and you're interested in something, we can work on that together. Dice says, Doc, you could hear me belting it out in here. Love is many a splendid thing. Doc says, I can. While the shower flows. Mulan Ridge? I think they said Molten. Mulan. Molten. What? Molten Rogue or Mulan Rogue? Oh gosh, no. Yep says, hey Birdie, been loving the content. Heck yeah, thank you so much for the encouragement. I'm glad you've been enjoying it, and thanks for hanging out and joining the stream and letting me know. Jonathan says, happy to you. I don't know whose birthday it is, but I'll take that 9 months early or 3 months late. Thank you very much. Doc says, sorry, I didn't mean anything against the stamp. No, I'm not offended. I'm just saying, if it's something annoying, like if you want a disc and you're like, oh, it comes with the stamp, actually I don't want a bunch of these. I understand. Ferk says hi, thanks for hopping on. Doc says Taco Bell cheese probably doesn't contain any dairy anyway. Firkin says, what's up, bro? Thanks for hopping on, man. Just hanging out, having a good time. Had a disc golf tournament this weekend using disc golf discs, and it was meh. But I misread that the first. Doc says probably doesn't dairy anyway, and then says dairy to correct that. All right, we're still rolling good. Diary is more than dairy. Jonathan says happy birthday. Doc says spell check made it molten. Dude just says that weird stamped buzz I got at Christmas I ended up giving away. Just such an odd rim, and the flight plate stamp just made it so slippery to throw. Interesting. Cameron says, what brand? What brand what? For my sponsorship? Infinite Discs for my sponsorship. And I'm pretty excited. The is a little bit limited. I'll obviously be shouting them out and everything, but I just have to do some social media stuff. Essentially already doing. And then as long as I'm wearing their merchandise, any videos that you can really see in on my apparel, that get at least 10,000 views, YouTube Reels or Instagram, YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, um, I'll be getting gift card money from the store. So I'm very excited about all of that, and I'll be having stacks of discs hanging around, waiting to be given away this year. Doc says, "Is Tyler Brickley still with it? Maybe Brad will get to do a video with him." I don't think I'll have connection with other people who are sponsored by Infinite, but I do believe that I will have the ability to collaborate with Infinite with some of the some with their channel with some videos. I don't know the extent to which that will be, if I can just collaborate every single time or what. I have no concept of what that will look like. Um, I imagine if every YouTube short that gets posted that there's a collaboration invite for Infinite, that would take a lot. With YouTube, it's hard because a collaboration post, you basically text or email the link to someone. They have to click it and join collaboration. Instagram, you can just collaborate with someone, and then if they want to, they'll just click approve. It's so much easier. I know that YouTube has to work on that. Oh, I wanted to. Oh, that's weird. I wanted to add a Q&A thing, but now I'm not seeing the ability. I can create a poll. Interesting. Oh well, too bad. I was gonna put like a Q&A and ask what everyone's favorite Christmas gift was that they either received or gave to someone this year. One of my Christmas gifts was a blue Xbox controller, which I'm very excited about. I love blue. And I have a few Xbox controllers that just have a little bit of drift to them. It's a little bit annoying to use, so I'm glad that I got that. But the really, truly cool, I think some of you will absolutely love this. I'm going to see how this looks before I show it off. Ooh, that's too bright. Let's see if this works. That's still going to be a little bright, isn't it? All right. This isn't going to look incredible at the angle that it's going to be like shown to you guys. So sorry about that. But I received a Lord of the Rings plaque, including real physical film footage, real chopped off, and that's included here. And I don't know how well you can actually see it right there. I totally blinded you. I can see that you can't really see it super well, but yeah, hopefully that's a better way. You can see that glow a little bit better. But this is straight up from the physical reel that they like the millimeter reel that they filmed with for the Lord of the Rings, off pieces of it, and this is one of those pieces, and it is certified authentic. The film cell presentation is an official product of Trendsetters Ltd, and it is 35 millimeter film. Each piece is assembled and contains a special edition or limited edition numbered plaque from the Two Towers. So super excited about this. Really, really cool, excellent Christmas gift that I received. And hopefully I can get a backlight for it and actually display it so that it has a little light filtering through and you can actually see the film. But for now, I kind of have to just awkwardly shine a flashlight behind it, apparently. Doc says, favorite Christmas gift, my cart that I gave myself. That's a great gift. Dude just says new earbuds that sound really good. I love that. I have good earbuds, but my left one stinks. So when I have one dying and I want to do one at a time, doesn't really work. Really annoying. Doc asked if you listen to music while playing. I almost never listen to music while playing, every once in a while. Doc says, I'm too worried about snakes not to be on guard. On guard. Dice Heiser says, Bradley, I can't remember what was the impetus to doing the regular live streams? Was it just to push the watch hours up to hit monetization? They've caused you to explode. I would say that some of that was, maybe a lot of that was watch time. To get to the monetization was a big part of the streaming. And yeah, they definitely helped a lot and pushed my subscribers forward more than I expected it to, and really drawn in a great deal of kind of interest and member. Doc popped in on a stream out of nowhere, and I don't think he'd ever seen any of the videos. And now Doc's a channel member. Doc's in all the live streams, donated multiple times, gave me the shoe box that one day I will review and send out to people. I promise. Um, and is just a valuable part of the community. You're welcome for all those compliments, Doc. They come very rarely. It's really cool. And the live streams have turned into the weekly community get together that I didn't expect that we would really have, and it's been truly awesome. So yeah, the streaming has kind of just taken off more than I expected and has been really helpful. Dude just says, not usually, about 2 out of 10 times, use them mainly at work. I end up doing a lot of like phone calls with my earbuds, but usually golfing, nothing. I like to just have the ears out in nature and absorbed in the game, especially in tournaments. But Brent always has music going, especially competing. He's always got some music going for him with his earbuds. Doc says, sweet Brad, was it from the new lady? Dude just says, I think that was one of the incentives, Todd. Yes, it was. Dice says, LOL Doc, Brad, she's a keeper with gifts like that. Tell the new GF we appreciate it. Doc says, Todd, mostly I think he was bored and Brent was busy. Ones will remember. Day ones will remember. Yes. Shout out anybody who has been, I mean, all of you are great, but anybody who was watching the minute I started streaming the first time. I want to say particularly Steven was one of the first that I noticed commenting on my live streams very, very, very early when I was just streaming for a few minutes to do a disc giveaway, and I didn't even answer comments and saw them afterward. And since then, I sat down to answer some questions, and all of a sudden, here we are. Erwin Curtis sent a thumbs up. Thank you. Shout out, Erwin. Heck yeah, what a legend. If you then you okay, reconnected to the stream. Okay, reconnected to the stream. I don't know why it drops like that, but I was saying that earbuds, it's really annoying with phone conversations because I'll turn the phone volume on Bluetooth all the way up and the left earbud is still too quiet. And I've switched earbuds and my left ear fine. I've tested my hearing. It's the stinking earbud. Dude says, if you ever get some cash, I really recommend the OnePlus Buds Pro 2 or Pro 3, which I have right now. Sounds good. Best earbuds I've ever used. I don't remember what I have. I like the brand and everything. It's just the longevity of the left earbud that stopped working as well. And other than that, they're excellent. But, if they don't last super long, then it's not great to have to replace them every 2 years, but that's not too bad. Erwin says, Norris Chuck, hope you are doing well. Doing great. Doing great. Didn't have the best tournament, but that's what happens. But doing great. Dude just says you got to adjust the EQ first. Okay. A Norris24 says, missed the announcement. Who did you get to sponsor you? And Doc answered with Infinite. And yes, that is correct. A Norris says, congrats. Hoping to see you at Unchained. I'll be there. So definitely make sure you check in with me. We'll be able to chat a little bit. Yes, it is Infinite. And it's definitely a low-level sponsorship. But if I happen to pop off and make coverage on an A tier, I can get paid for placing in the top, is it 3 or 4? In the top 3, I think, podium. I can get paid for that. It's unlikely to happen, but it's possible. But the main incentive for me is any YouTube short or Instagram reel that I post with Infinite Discs apparel on, I'll get $10 or more in gift card credits to the team store, which means access to more apparel and a lot of discs. So I have a feeling I'll have a lot of team stamped discs this year because a lot of my videos will get at least that 10,000 metric. And now I have more incentive than just YouTube success to have, successful videos. Very excited about that. Dude just says Nora's Chuck guy is here. Ricky also asks who the new sponsor is. Dylan Anthony says, uh, Dylanthony says, congrats on the sponsor. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I'm excited. I have signed the contract, and I think it technically takes effect on January 6th. But it might be a few days after that before I get my credit to the store. I'll snag some merchandise so I can wear that on camera. All I have right now is one shirt, a t-shirt. So I need to find a sunny day and get some filming in soon so that I have some kind of infinite logo footage that can hopefully be successful on camera. But we'll see. Doc says, Brad, okay, I can ask next week to not put you on the spot, but what infinite disc would be good for me to try? Yeah, I'll have to answer that next week because I haven't really looked into infinite discs specifically, and I'm not sure I have a real recommendation. I know the Sphinx, the Anubis, the Dynasty, and the Scepter, but I feel like they tend to all be more stable than something you'll really be interested in throwing. So I'll have to look for something creative or flippy that I think might more so fit your style of trying something out that's fun. Dude just says the only infinite disc I know of is the Emperor. Doc says, me too. Might have a tomb and another one. Oh, yeah, tomb. Did I say tomb? I said scepter. Did I say tomb or Sphinx? What did I say? I can't remember. It was too long ago. Dude just says, are the only discs on the Team Shop infinite made discs? Great question. I'll have to look into that and tell you. I'll do some more research on the Team Shop. I really just scrolled through looking at whether they sold things without the Team Infinite stamp. But I did see like Firebird, so I'm pretty sure that there are like Innova discs and probably a couple other brands that are in that team store, but I'm just not sure what exactly is going to be there. Dylan Anthony says, I'll be the first to buy your first infinite disc release day one. Oh, that would be so cool. I hope to get. I mean, I have a functional logo, and I could get a stamped disc, but I don't know what Infinite's gonna offer or be okay with me asking for yet. Something to think about. Dice says, from watching Bonanza, it seems like Infinite offers a lot of renamed disc molds. So like you can throw something you're used to, but it's called something else. Am I remembering that? I don't know. I don't know. Probably. Doc says, oh, they have like a Jawbreaker plastic called Splatter. Dude just says, if Infinite lets you make your own mold, what would it be like? It'd be like a Brave that is in between the Flippy and the Stable Brave. Yeah. An actual 7-6 -1-2 instead of a -2-2 or a 0-2, which I feel like is the two Braves that function right now. Although the Project Grip might slot in there. I haven't thrown it enough, but that's what I would say. Dice said, I would also buy your disc day one guaranteed. It'd be an Echo that felt like a Brave. Insightful comment from Doc. That's rare. Dylan Anthony says, if you can make a mold, would it be a Taco Bell themed? Oh, that'd be so funny. If I had a whole series of like mild, medium, hot, and Diablo discs, and like those are the flippy to overstable mid ranges, and yeah. That'd be really great. That'd be really great. And then we could do like something like small to large, like the soft taco to the Mexican pizza, where the Mexican pizza is like the overstable and the soft taco is the flippy. Oh, that's so good. So mad about lettuce in my nacho fries. Doc says I'd buy your disc maybe a month later because I know you got stuff going on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll see what plays out with this, but I'm very excited. Very, very excited. At the very, very least, it's gonna be nice to just have just a lot of gift card money floating around to just snag stuff as gifts for people and to have available for disc reviews and stuff like that. I'm excited. Penny says, what sponsorship? And yes, it is the Infinite sponsorship. And the main thing that it gives me is that for what I'm already doing, YouTube videos, YouTube shorts, and Instagram reels, when I'm wearing Infinite Discs apparel, I'll be getting gift card money to the team store, which has access to a bunch of discs and apparel that I'll be able to snag for myself for free or for friends and maybe some of you guys. We'll see. Dylan Anthony says, Sam, sounds like you've thought about this before. Maybe a little bit, but mostly just inspired. They gave him the Paul Macbeth sponsorship deal. Oh, dude just says, the echo in my gyro wasn't great, just too domey. Friend has a flatter one that I like a lot more. Mine's a flatter one that my friend gave me. So, bummer that you got that domey one. That's really annoying. Really annoying. Dice says, Brad, I love this. Brad eyeing a shot intensely for a moment. Turns to his caddy. Grab me the 5-layer. This shot is too aggressive for the tostada. That's one of the best moments that my stream has ever seen. Doc says, Dude, you know some online shops let you know how domey a disc is. Dude says, Brad's actually the CEO of Infinite Discs. Hey, JCT is back. Hey, how'd the live go? How'd it go? Sorry I wasn't there. I was here. Dude says, I usually try to make sure before I buy a disc online. Yeah, it's just hard because sometimes stuff just comes out more domey. Like the trail. Doc says, Todd, you need to start writing. Brad, fan fiction, I'll send you our link. Okay, creeped out. Delanthony says, have to go finish giving my kid a bath. Just wanted to hop on and say congrats. Thank you so much. Thanks for chatting for a few minutes. And I'm glad, happy for you and your family. Enjoy the fun bath time and hanging out with the kids. JCT says, just streamed. Heck yeah. You froze? Like you froze on stream? Or sorry that happened, if that's what happened. It can be hard to just kind of go live. The first 2 times I went live, I was absolutely terrified. But at the end of the second time, I actually found that I had a bunch of questions and was just answering questions, and it helped a lot. Have you done streaming, or was this like your first live stream? I have so many questions. Also, let us know what your favorite Christmas gift is that you received. Mine is this Lord of the Rings 35 millimeter reel footage from the filming of the 2 towers. See if you can get a little glimpse of that from an angle. But it was actually cut out of the original, and I have it in a plaque. Very excited about that. And now you can't see anything. I did a really bad job with that. Okay, we're gonna do this again. There's no way this is working, right? Oh my gosh. I really need some form of like that's not working at all. I need some form of a backlight for this so that you can actually see that it's like it's Aragorn on a horse, and I think it's during the fight with the Warg Riders. But my flashlight's way too bright, and you really can't see through this. It's really irritating, but it's pretty stinking awesome. It's pretty awesome. I need to invest in some sort of backlight that I can have on all the time and set it up like on the shelf somewhere or right off to the side so you can see it. Super cool. Okay. I'm gonna skip that because I'm creeped out. Dude, it says Doc's headcanon is that the gift is from Brad's supposed new loving GF. JCT says, so pretty much me and Hagen ace ran these 70-foot glow holes until one of us aced. Hagen did it after an hour or so. Okay, nice. Well, that's a lot of fun. So it was cold? Is that what you mean by you froze? Because it sounds like you had something to like keep throwing. Dice says, thanks for clarifying. Yes, so cold. Yeah, that sucks. That makes a lot more sense for the style of streaming, that it was just freaking cold outside. Sounds about right. Yeah, I'm grateful for North Carolina, but I miss Florida. And as cold as it was in Florida in the last few weeks, especially last week. It was really nice a week ago when I was there. Uh, Still better than hitting freezing overnight. At least it there was only a little bit of ice on my windshield this morning. Is nothing like Michigan. Michigan was atrocious. 40 degrees in Arkansas. Yeah, it's a chilly evening. But dude, just right. 40 is balmy in Indiana. That's pretty much true. If it's 40, 45 degrees in a fresh snowfall, like that's like the most beautiful time because the snow's falling, but you're not actually cold. It's like a crazy, surreal moment. One of my favorites. Fresh snowfalls where no one's on the road because it's just dumping snow everywhere and it's so muted and quiet. And it's like 10 p.m., but it's bright because the snow reflects all of the light. One of my favorite moments. But then it stays cold forever, and I hate Michigan for that, so I will never forgive it. Otherwise, Michigan's great. Dude just is getting used to playing in 24-degree weather every day. Ugh. 51 tomorrow, gotta try it to get out and play. Prefer a bit cooler, but should be okay. Doc. Yeah, don't prefer cooler. Prefer warmer. 60 degrees is fantastic. 70 is great. Miss a 70-degree day. Snowy evenings are so nice. Go for a walk, and it's so silent and serene. It's like the most peaceful you can get within like the range of some city because it's just exactly that. It's so silent. It's just incredible. It's just crazy. And didn't like if I liked being cold or didn't mind being frozen literally, I would love Michigan in the winter. I hate Michigan in the winter. It's so gross. JCT says got a video planned for tomorrow. Heck yeah, that's awesome. I have some YouTube shorts to catch up on. I had my shots from round 2 and most of my shots from round 3 filmed. I won't be putting together like a round or anything like that, but I'll have some shorts to come out of them. And my hope is kind of like I have some footage from the last 2, well, really from the last week and these 2 tournament rounds. And I'm hoping from now on that everything I film, I'll have an Infinite Discs shirt so that I can begin posting and kind of cashing in those gift cards for all the content that I film going forward. I really hope to get my hands on a custom jersey where I have the Infinite logo on there and also the Chain Reactions logo, if I can get both, so that I can rep both that I'm sponsoring. But if that fails, then I plan to wear Chain Reaction stuff in my long videos and in my live streams, and then Infinite for my YouTube shorts, so I can take advantage of that. And when I compete. Dude just says temp range is 20 to 95. Anything above or below is a no-go. That's a pretty good range. I probably lean more toward like 35 these days for getting outside for long. But yeah, 95, I think I can hit 100, but 95 is hot. Dice says, all right, heading on the road to family dinner. Mostly just be lurking for the remainder of the evening. No problem. We're just kind of hanging around. I hope you enjoy dinner with the family. Doc says, I hope the shower was amazing. Dude just says, see you, Todd, but dinner at 9. Couldn't survive in your family. And Dice says, which I knew this, wrong time zone, dinner at 9 would be crazy. It's 2 a.m. It's not 2 a.m. It's the other way. It's like 6. 3 hours, right? It's like 6. 2 a.m. That's hilarious. Doc says, over 85 is on the board for me. I prefer 40 to 60. That's Taco Bell time. 2 a.m. That is Taco Bell. That's when Taco Bell gets busy. Wouldn't you be in like Italy? JCT says, ew, Taco Bell? What? Just when we started to get along. Taco Bell is one of the most beautiful Mexican cuisines you can get your hands on in the United States or outside of it. And you can't prove me wrong. Just learn, JCT hasn't learned the ways of the stream yet. Final Billy, also not a fan of Taco Bell. Come on, man. You just have to get used to visiting the bathroom more. It's worth it. Dice says, wintering in Milan. Taco Bell is code for tacos. Don't tell anyone. I don't know what that even means. Doc says, wonder if there's any good courses there. It's a great question. We love tacos and soup. That is true. That is very true, Dice. Very true. Doc says wintering. Oh, Todd is rich. That's why he's in the shower all the time. Okay. That doesn't track for me. Are you saying that rich people have more hot water? And that might be true, but I don't think you need to be rich to have hot water. I don't know. Maybe Dice likes cold showers. No idea. I think that's insane, unhinged, and possibly a warning sign that you may be a pathological liar or some type of serial killer if you like cold showers. Who likes cold showers? Not me. JCT says soup is fire. All right, there we go. At least you're on board with the soup. That's good. Doc says you can afford hot water, braggart. Dude says also musicals. This is heavily weighed down by Doc. That is true. The musicals is like 1% me because I've seen Wicked and like it. I've memorized some of the songs and I've watched, not the movie, by the way, just for anyone. I'm not saying the movie's bad, but I haven't really seen the whole thing. I've not enjoyed it that much, but the actual musical performance and the soundtrack, fantastic. I've seen Newsies and Les Mis, the movie. Oh, Greatest Showman. If that counts as a musical, I'm sure it's not quite technically a musical, but Greatest Showman is really good. Really good. Doc says, who doesn't love musicals? Most people don't, actually. Final says, Taco Bell makes soup come out of my hiney. That's just part of the charm. You wonder why Taco Bell's bathrooms are always so clean? It's because they have a one-to-one cleaning policy. Every time there's one customer, they have to clean the bathroom. Doc says 80% of my... I'm just skipping that. Dude just says, try to cold shower for the fun of it. Anyone who actually likes it is a psychopath. That's correct. I involuntarily would take a few cold showers at the first week of summer camp because they hadn't turned on the hot water in the building where the guy counselors would take the showers. And it was Michigan summer, so it really wasn't more than like 50 degrees in the morning very often when I was getting up to take a shower. And that water is just, oh, it's bracingly cold. It's just absolutely freezing. It's horrible. So no, cold showers, absolute sign of a serial killer, 100%. JCT says hot showers only personally. I love that 10 minutes we're just talking about showers. Dude just says, sorry, Doc, I can't stand musicals. Dude, I have a feeling there are some musicals out there you'd like, but not liking them categorically, completely understandable. I feel like there are some that kind of tickle the right part of your brain and would like hit, but also the reputation of musicals can be really bad, especially if you think of stuff like Cats or Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, which is a violation of the sighted world in every possible way. Doc says cold showers in the summer are great. Anytime it's over 80. I think cool showers, but maybe not cold. Payum says, what's the best disc ever? Echo, Brave, Warden. Best discs ever. Have you tried Sweeney Todd? My exposure to Sweeney Todd is basically the Office episode where Andy is in Sweeney Todd. That's most of my exposure to Sweeney Todd. Final Billy says, cold showers for 7 years. Can confirm I am a psychopath. Thank you for letting us know. Dude just says, Innova Invader. Doc says, the dragon. Don't listen to Doc. JCT says, Doc, boo. Dude just says, I bet you only bag Prodigy too, Billy. Oh, gosh. Dice says, just ran over the fresh carcass of a skunk. Sorry. JCT says, Westside Warship. That's not a bad choice. The Warship is good, especially if you have in the right plastic, the VIP plastic. Okay. Not insulted by that pick. Dude just says you're Doc's best friend now. Doc says, whoa, Cats and Joseph. Okay, too late in the stream to fight, but I'm tempted. You're terrible. Okay. Joseph is terrible. It is atrocious, awful, and terrible. Catchy song, and it's almost like they accidentally got it right, but they were trying to make it bad, and they happened to knock it out of the park with one song. Everything else is awful. Cats, I'm specifically referring to the reputation of Cats, not specifically Cats the musical, because the movie is awful, and the reputation of Cats is that it's a joke. I'm not actually saying that the original musical is actually necessarily bad. I haven't seen it, but Joseph is trash. Joseph is trash. For someone who's opened his Bible, Joseph is absolute garbage. Oh gosh, Jesus Christ Superstar. Why are you picking the awful heretical ones that have no bearing in history or biblical accuracy whatsoever? Payum says, I'll buy all of them. Thanks. I hope they help. JCT says, Judge. Doc says, JCT, have you tried an air warship? Have not. Okay. No wardens? No. Wardens. This is a wardens channel. I'll delete that. Doc says, try the flex plastic or air plastic warship. You'll thank me later. Only Origio, VIP, and Tournament. Again, Bird is really good. Dude says, anyone else forget to renew their PDJ at the end of the year? I renewed it. Well, no, mine was easy because I became a professional member and registered as a professional in October, so I didn't have to renew it. I am now renewed as a pro for the. Well, I mean, I renewed it technically, but I'm renewed as a pro through the entirety of the next year because I until the overflow period where the end of the year spills into the next year, so you get a year and a couple months. So I got to actually slight discount on my pro membership. Home Shield says you owe me a round at Dry Creek. Deal. Last round at Dry on shorts, I went 10 down, and I felt like I kind of screwed up. I feel good about that. Doc says, movie, I'll go with you on the movie. Thank you. I'm glad you are at least a reasonable human being. Home Shield says, what's your best score on longs? Longs has been a while. I think I put up a 7 down at longs. No, not full longs. I usually do a mixed layout. Mixed layout, the Carolina Cup or Clash or something layout, I've gone 7 down on that mixed layout, and then 10 down on shorts. Full longs, I've only played once. So I don't even remember what my score was. But I've only done it one time. So I couldn't tell you. JSCS isn't supposed to be historical, it's modern day. Heresy is still heresy. I'm saying between the two of them, heresy and no biblical accuracy. I'm talking about Joseph with the no biblical accuracy, heresy with Jesus Christ Superstar. How do you make putts from edge of circle? I'm not making any. Depends on where you. I mean, for me, I put a lot from 25 feet. That way, when I'm a little further, I just give a little extra, and when I'm closer, I just aim a little lower. That happens to help my style because I have a push putt style. It could be some weight shifting to generate power more easily. That could help you. You can lean back a little bit and rock forward when you putt. You could aim higher. You could aim the band from further away. It just depends on where you miss. If you're missing right because you spin putt, maybe adjust your aim point from further. I don't know. It's just hard to say. Maybe try to putt with a touch of hyzer so that it swings in better and faster. Just depends. I also have a new stack of 10 soft judges. Can't stand the prime, and I have 20 of them. Love the prime. Prime wardens are where it's at. Dujit switched to proxy for putting. Kind of forgot what I used before. Doc says, Dujit, I just signed 1 year to get my number. No interest ever. No, you don't do any tournaments though, Doc, right? Because we're definitely Dujit and I are playing tournaments. Do you play rated rounds? Yeah, great question. Hey, Benjamin Fox says, congrats, Brad. Thank you so much. I'm very excited. It's definitely a limited sponsorship with Infinite, but the ability to get gift card to the team store credit based on every YouTube short or Instagram reel that gets at 1,000 views would be monumental for access to discs and merchandise and giveaways. So I'm going to have tons of stuff to be given away for So I'm very excited about that. Very excited. And possibly bulk orders from the team store. If somebody is running a tournament and wants to get 50 of something or 100 of something or something like that, I'm not sure what their stock is going to be, but it may be that I'm able to get a nice amount or a good variety of different discs for choices. Everything will be Team Infinite stamped, but be a nice price point at the same time. Doc says, Dugit with the shoulder just wouldn't be worth it. JCT says, Prime judges all the way. You got it right with Prime. Score would be useful. Sure, sure. Try the lemon scented judges. Okay. Dude says I'm like 880, 890 right now due to some worse later rounds. Not the best, but there will be improvement. Dude by 28,000 rated. Got faith. I would say Dude 1,000 rated by 2020. Well, yeah, I would say that the best part about rating Dude is that it's just the last 12 months. So yeah, if you hit that spot where you're playing 1,000 rated golf in 2028 for the year, the end of the year your rating can be 1,000 rated. So go out there and take it. Heck yeah. Put that closer to 975, but it's something to shoot for. You can do it. I mean, you can do it. It's really like you have the distance. It's just a matter of building consistency and scoring strategically and consistently, and it'll happen. It'll definitely happen. For a minute, I thought Brad was going to crap on my prediction. I was like, come on. I'm not going to crap on a good prediction of a talented player. If you said that about me, I would also say yes. No, let me see. Could I be 1,000 rated by 2028? I mean, I'm 971. I've been playing like garbage lately, but I can play better. I believe Dugit and I can both be 1,000 rated by 2028. Because I would never. No worries. Okay, I am getting tired. I'll be wrapping up the stream in just a couple of minutes. So get out any other questions or let me know what your best Christmas gift was if you haven't, either that you received or that you gave. So let me know if you have a awesome Christmas gift to shout out or give out any other comments or questions before I wrap up the stream. Doc says, good night, Brad. Congrats again. Thank you. Dude says only started seriously like June of 24. Yeah, you definitely can catapult up, and once the bad rounds drop off, your rating can absolutely just jump. And you were terrible then. Final says only use soft plastic because it's grippier, and when they wear in, they stay grippy. Makes sense. I think Prime is grippy though. Yeah, Prime is fantastic. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I think it's a good way to do it, and cheap. That's why I have 20. Doc says, final dragon, the plastic is softer than most base plastics. Not mine. Dragon is one of the hardest discs to ever exist. It's terrible. I hate it. Feels like trash. Falls out of your hand. Flies like a cheese that has been baked in the sun for hours. And not melted, just baked. So try the dragon. Doc says, ever try any rubber discs? My brother had a year sponsorship with Prodigy. Enjoyed it, benefited from it, struggled with it, played well, had some tournaments. Holy smokes. Then has now not re-signed with Prodigy, added a buzz back in the bag. I'm assuming a glitch, a blowfly, and he's enjoyed that for some upshots. And it's been good for him just to throw it and have it just land where it lands. If you could fold it into a ball, I'd be pitching it every putt. Yeah, I feel like there was a rule shift that was going to allow that, and then technically it's not allowed. But yeah, since you referenced it, since you can't fold up the blowfly anymore, never wanted a floppy. Yeah. Mr. Fish says dragon is the worst. Doc says, one day I will make you all love the dragon. If it's an unwilling love, it's not love at all, Doc. Free will. Dude says the thing is, I've tried it and it's genuinely a roller no matter how you throw it. Absolutely true. And not a good roller. All right, guys. It's great to jump back onto a live a little while. I will be able to stream next week. The week after, I have the Eagles Wings conference, so I definitely won't be able to stream on that Sunday. I'll try to squeeze in a stream on Tuesday if I can, but I'm not sure if that'll fit my schedule or not. But it is my goal to get back to regular streaming schedule. So not sure exactly how all that's going to look, but that's my plan. That's my hope. And I'll at least be back next week. Ignore Doc. Mr. Fish says, who's the new sponsor? Congrats. Thank you very much. It is Infinite, and it's definitely a limited sponsorship. But the best thing is that any YouTube short or Instagram reel is 10,000 views will give me at least $10 in gift card credit to the Infinite store. And I think that's going to happen a lot throughout the year. So I'm pretty excited to kind of see those gift cards start piling up and see what I can do with that for the Infinite Team store. Doc says, next time Brad posts a teaser, he should also give the answer in the information line. No, it's good that people are coming in to comment because that drives more comments and people will come into the stream to see me answer. Just have it in the info line and people will just read it and leave. I don't know what you're thinking, Doc. Probably not. Mr. Fish says you'll get some from that. Yes, I definitely will. Definitely will. Hopefully pass some along to you guys. You just says good night. Have a good productive 2026. Final says goodbye with chains and a disc. Love that. And all of you have a great 2026. Seek truth now. Thanks for hopping on for a second. We're out of here, but love you all. Peace out.